Good evening, everyone. Amanda Etzel coming to you live from Litchfield, Kentucky. As you come on, if you're watching live, drop live in the comments. If you're catching this on the replay, please drop replay in the comments. Our live this evening is for our women's ministry. Hopefully I am coming through okay. Internet's a little bit slow. But man, it's been a busy day already, and I've been looking forward to spending time with you all this evening. Especially the ladies in the women's ministry. I've been looking forward to talking with you all this evening. We've got an interesting topic to talk about. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. I've still got a busy evening ahead of me. But as you come on, just drop hello in the comments so that I know that you are here and can hear me and everything sounds good. So we're going to be talking about anxiety and worry. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own things, sufficient for the day in its own trouble. Matthew 6:34. Hello, babe. Am I sounding okay to you? Anyway, the reading says, because we are human beings who have the capacity to think and to anticipate future events, we worry. We worry about big things, little things, and just about everything in between. To make matters worse, we live in a world that breeds anxiety and fosters fear. So it's not surprising that when we come face to face with tough times, we may fall prey to discouragement, doubt, or depression, but our Father in heaven has other plans. Okay, sounds good? Alrighty. Even the most confident leaders are plagued by the inevitable worries that accompany responsibility. But God has promised that we may lead lives of abundance, not anxiety. In fact, His Word instructs us to be anxious for nothing. So how can we put our fears to rest? By taking those fears to Him and leaving them there. The very same God who created the universe has promised to protect you now and forever. Hi, Mama. Glad you could join me. So what do you have to worry about? With God on your side, the answer is nothing. So anxiety and worry, to me, it's just all in your head. Because, listen, if God created this world and He created you and He takes care of all the little animals and everything like that, then you know that whatever you're going through, He's going to take care of for you. And so really, in reality, anxiety and worry, we have no business doing either one, okay? Hi, Natasha. Let's see what you're saying before I go on. Let's see, I suffer from anxiety, depression, and panic attacks for about 8 years since my mother died. I was traumatized and filled with so much grief. It got worse when my dad had a new family. So, okay, let's see, where was I? All right. Well, see, right there, it shows, see, Natasha sharing with you guys, you can overcome this anxiety and worry. If you stay focused on God and what He can do and what He has done for you and the things that, you know, in the future that He's going to do for you, you can put everything in His hands. And, because let me share something with you guys, all right? My daughter-in-law, she's going through something right now, and, you know, we get a little worried about her. Actually, we're a lot worried about her. And, you know, while I'm worried about the situation, I know that God has her. I know God has those that are worried about her. And I know that the situation she's going through is going to be fine, okay? Because God has her. He can take care of whatever that is going on with her right now. He's got it. And that's the mind frame we need to be in. God has our backs, okay? Okay, we have some quotes to share with you all. Knowing that God is faithful, it really helps me to not be captivated by worry. Josh McDowell. Worry is simply thinking the same thing over and over again and not doing anything about it. Branch Rickey. So us leaders know that, you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's like butting your head up against the wall over and over and over. And that's the same way with, you know, the things that you think that leads you to anxiety and worry. You're just doing it. You're thinking about those things over and over when all you would have to do is just, hand it over to God and let Him handle it. Once you give it to God, don't pick it back up, because that's where you run into problems with anxiety and worry, okay? So here's another one for you all. Have courage and do not worry. If you do your best, never lose your temper, and are never outfought or outbustled, or hustled, you have nothing to worry about. But without faith and courage, you are lost. John Wooden. Pray and let God worry. Martin Luther. Do not worry about tomorrow. This is not a suggestion, but a command. Sarah Young. The reason why we do not need to worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow is not promised. If you go focusing on the things that's going to be happening tomorrow, you may not even be around to see what's going to happen tomorrow, okay? My grandfather, before he passed, I'm not going to say he was worried, but he was preparing things around the house for my grandmother, so that when something did happen to him, all that stuff was handled. She would not have to go through worry and stress and worrying about how to get things done, because they were already done for her. Now, did everything get done? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that his whole list of items got taken care of, but a majority of it did. And so, but he wasn't worried. He knew that, my grandma was going to be okay, because he was preparing, okay? So the next one says, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday, Billy Graham. And that's so true. Yesterday, we were sitting there worried about what was going to happen today. Yesterday for us was Sunday, and we were doing our ministry stuff and spending time with our pastor and first lady. And I knew that today that I was going to have my grandson. And so I was already thinking about today. So a lot of times we worry. I was worried about, am I going to get enough rest before he gets here? We do that. We worry about the smallest things when we shouldn't have to. So more from God's word. Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God. Believe also in me. John 14:1. Cast all your anxiety on Him, because He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Do not let your heart be troubled, nor let it be fearful. John 14:27. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. Philippians 4:6. And so this verse right here is something I need to hear today, because as I shared with you all, my daughter-in-law is going through something, and we're not sure exactly what is going on. And so this verse right here, which I may send to her later, really hits home on that topic. Because although we are concerned about her, we know that God has her, okay? And I'm going to make a little note beside that to send to her, because that's just what she needs to hear right now. So the next verse is, cast your burden on the Lord, and He shall sustain you. He shall never permit the righteous to be moved. Psalms 55:22. So a timely tip for leaders: divide your areas of concern into 2 categories. And when I read this to you, you can get you a piece of paper. I want to actually get y'all to do this, because I can do this too. So divide your areas of concern into 2 categories: those you can control and those you cannot control. Focus on the former and refuse to waste time or energy worrying about the latter. So what are some things that you're going through right now that you can control? Maybe I know that our pastor talked about attitude yesterday. That was one of the things that he was speaking to us about. And attitude is something that you can control. If you're in a negative mood, you can change that. If you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, go back and get in your bed and get up on the other side of the bed. I know I'm being funny, but seriously, those type of things are things that you can change. Things you can't change, or you can't change this weather outside. That's not under your control. Only God can do that. You can't change the action of others. because only they can change their actions. So just remember, as you're making your list and you're dividing it into categories, just remember that as you're going and writing your list down. I appreciate all the prayers for Sky, guys. She really needs them. So I'm sure that she will appreciate those. I will actually pass that on to her. Let's see. What did I do? I turned my camera around. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed the view of my shelves. But I will pass the prayers on to her, and I'm going to be sharing Philippians 4:6 with her, and letting her know that, everything's going to be okay. But I just want you all to know that when you feel like you have to worry and you feel like anxiety is just taking over your life, go to God and pray. And when you do, okay, make sure that whatever you're praying about, you leave there. Don't pick it back up and don't take it with you. So, anyways, I know y'all are commenting, guys, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to read them, okay? And I'm going to comment, hi, Crystal. We was just talking about you the other day. Hopefully you and Jeremy are okay. But does anybody want to come up at this time and add anything to what I've shared? I'll give it just a second because I know my internet is slow. But I want to send shout outs to my ministry members for coming on here and supporting me. It means a lot to me. I've not been in this position of being head over women's ministry very long, and so it's new to me still. I'm trying to make sure I'm leading by example. So, hopefully y'all have enjoyed that. If you're wondering where I've read to, I don't know if everybody that's on here now has been on here past two, but we are reading from this book right here if you want to go pick it up. I think we found this at Walmart. But if you shop online, I'm sure that you can find it on Amazon or anywhere you find your Christian books. But anyway, so I'm not seeing anybody wanting to come up, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end this. I've got some more things I've got to get done this evening. But hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and God bless.